Welcome back to the Quet Podcast with your host, Usiphosithe Mlambiso Kapa Cewasho Tetebo Nosinga. I'm back on the third episode of the third part of the ZCC series. So, a quick recap for those who will be seeing this for the first time. On part 1 and part 2, I had mentioned about the history of the church, how Engenas Lekhanyane 1910 had a dream, an encounter with God, telling him that he must start a church. And then I want people to keep records of important dates. 1910, an encounter with God, tell him to build a church. But before then, he was attending church and he was serving as a reverend under Elias Mahlangu of ZAC, Zion African Church. So there he was ministering the word of God, going to different places. He even went to Tawahone, where he managed to make people to join the church. He had that gift. People could listen to him and he could make people change with preaching. So he elevated and became a bishop. This is not the first time he is a bishop, because of also at ZAC he was appointed bishop of Transvaal. Because of the church ZAC was in Boksburg, so he was appointed bishop of ZAC in Transvaal under the leadership of Edward T. Lyon, whom I mentioned before. So it's Engenas, it's Edward, who's the second generation, and then the third generation, in which His Grace, the Right Reverend Dr. Barnabas Lekhanyane, is still in charge now of the ZCC. So I urge people to watch a lecture he did 3 years back, 2019 it was in Germany. He was addressing students. He was addressing also church leaders about the history of the church, which he speaks about it so nicely. I enjoyed that speech. I urge you guys to also look up on YouTube. It's RCS Berlin 2019 speech. So you'll get to actually hear from the bishop, the doctor, about the history of the church. In the speech, he emphasized that his grandfather, whom is Engenas Lekhanyane, built this church very hard. It was so hard. Even the traditional healers were fighting him. As you know, the spiritual things, isn't Lord somebody, it's not easy. We go through all the challenges. He even gave stats on the speech that at the time, in 2019, the church had 15 million congregates and had 160 branches across the SADC region, Swaziland, Botswana, Namibia, and etc. He also emphasized that they have a second branch in the United Kingdom. It's big. The church is big, and I applaud the family because they've done quite a great job. And they also have 19,000 pastors across the SADC region. So basically my message today, I wanted to emphasize more on church rules and how the church rules really help shape the congregation, because without rules, the church will become an anarchy. And you must bear in mind that the church was formally registered in 1963 by the government. But before then, indigenous African churches were never recognized by the colonizers, because of it was a time of colonizers who didn't recognize these churches. They only recognized the Christian churches, faith mission churches, but not the indigenous churches. So it was hard for the especially African churches, and the churches, these African churches were actually built by these African leaders so that black people should resonate with it and try to build our theology, but also borrowing from Christianity. It's building on top of something. That's why in these indigenous churches like CCC and St. John, the Bible is used. It's being preached. But we have our way because of our culture. As cultural people, we have traditions. And I've got different tribes who do things differently. And clans. So, yeah, the church really helped a lot of people. So, going back to the point of 19,000 pastors, the issue is now the church is facing an image crisis where it tarnishes the brand because of people start doing bad things. I had a conversation with 3 spiritual leaders who practice ubungoma, and babolela taba e bima and etata, that some of the members, especially the prophets of the church, ba phela ko dithabeng, ko dinokeng, ko magareng, ko di-caving, and then that thing is against the law of the church. Unless maybe, I don't know if Kitaelo, but according to my knowledge, it's against the church, the law of the church. And the people there, Batoma, ba exploit batho, especially women, ba batlaisha, because of batho ba sokola, ba tshwenya ke moya, ba na le mathata. You find the person ba profitiwa ka mara kereke, and then a person wa mmotsa gore no, I can help you, itla ko nna, itla wisa to the river, take you to the river, to the mountains. And then especially for women, they end up being exploited. But what about Swenya? They end up getting raped by these fake prophets. And then what does that do? Babanga ba para mecheka ya dingaka, pretending to be sangomas, whilst kadilo tsa kereke. And once someone atse ke metsi ba sa ikilele ko metsing, then it becomes a problem there. Motho a tlhokofale hona mola. And then you find that people are not gonna say Prophet X did this. People are gonna say, no, the church did that. No, it is the church. Yeah, but so now people actually should look at themselves. Diketso tsa bona, metsamao ya bona, ana ba latela molao, ana ba tsamaya ka tsela na. There's been a lot of stories, and those stories, they affect the brand and the image of the church. As there are good people and the bad people also in the church. There are good prophets who do things bila. Bana ba batho memoya ya bona ya tswaleha because of these fake prophets. They must stop it and actually do the right things. If a person will lapile, I think it's better off aire. That's my 2 cents about these issues, that if maybe a person feels like going, as spiritual people going to the river or go to tabing, maybe they should take off the uniform ya church and do their own thing. I think so. Other than doing these things which some of them are not allowed to come allow. They know, and then go on and do bad things. And then they cause havoc, damage, it becomes like a parallel system to the church. It's like, let me give you this example. It's like an ANC government, and then which has these people who are corrupt in it, and they create a parallel system inside the ANC. And then that parallel system of corruptions, it causes an image crisis for the ANC. It makes even people who were doubting ANC before that, no, look at Lebellang batho ba le, re boletse, we said so. Just like ANC, what it's doing now. They're giving this apartheid leaders who told them that they won't be able to manage the country. And they're giving them that thing about they were right, and which is wrong. We need to actually look at ourselves in the mirror. And it's not right to exploit batho ba sokola. Because batho ba sokola ba tlaisha ke moya. They need serious help. But when a person a fitla, and destroys and kills in the name of the church, and then it destroys the image and the credibility and the trust, people become skeptical. Whereas it's people who doing this. Others, they come with their own agendas, pretending to be members. Imagine 15 million people and more. It's a lot of people, which comes with a lot of responsibility. That's why there's a saying that says, heavier is the heart, heavier is the head that wears the crown. Too much is given, much is expected. I feel for our leaders, they're having a very difficult job. It's not easy to please all those millions of people. They will be judged. They will be bashed. They will be hated. They will be crucified by the people whom they have helped. Leadership is like a disease. It's hard. It's not easy. That's why people are being called into this leadership thing. I think I'm making this video for everyone to actually pause and reflect. Because of why this look is because of Mitsamayo. But you're not doing right. We're not doing right. We are Swiss. And the Bible also have learned whatever is done in the darkness will come to the light. Change our needs. And I urge everyone, I'm nothing. I'm a fallible person. I make mistakes. But I'm here to teach the little that I know so that we can have a better society. That is antithesis to this dominant society of whiteness that continues in this neo-colonialism, in this neo-apartheid, where blacks are still continue to be marginalized, undermined, underpaid, subjected to secondary citizens. I'm saying as our blacks, we need to come together, work together, create this community, love one another, love yourself, love your neighbor, spread the love, spread peace. As the bishop always says, let it spread, let the peace spread to the world. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Boom. Peace.